After the Manchester Yom Kippur attack, the script played out exactly as expected. Politicians and media outlets rushing to issue their tired, half-baked condemnations of anti-Semitism. To which I say, spare us. We don't need your condolences. We need you to stop pretending you aren't the architects of this mess. Because it was your rhetoric, your policies, and your cowardice that made this attack inevitable. It is the same story we've seen over and over. Grooming gangs operated for decades while police looked the other way, terrified of being called racist. Jews report hate crime attacks only to be ignored, while protected groups are handled with velvet gloves. The terrorist who struck on Yom Kippur? He was on bail after a rape charge. A predator already proven dangerous, free to walk among us, and still no one in power thought to close the door before it was too late. And this isn't an isolated case. Irina Zarutska was murdered by a man who had been arrested again and again, only to be released, until one day the inevitable happened. And let's not dodge the obvious. The floodgates of mass migration were thrown open without care for who was being let in. People from societies steeped in Jew hate and contempt for Western values arrived in massive numbers, waved through in the name of diversity. No vetting, no concern for the communities forced to carry the cost. And now the streets of Britain look less like the orderly nation people grew up in, and more like the fractured societies people fled. It is not a coincidence. It is a choice. So when Keir Starmer, or any other politician, takes to the podium to denounce anti-Semitism and offer sympathy, it rings hollow. It is not sympathy. It is damage control. Because they know the truth. These tragedies are not accidents. They are the direct consequences of their own cowardly policies that elevate ideology over reality, optics over safety, virtue signaling over justice. A bunch of flowers and a sorrowful tweet don't erase that. We don't need their pity. We don't need another round of never again speeches. What we need is one law for all. End the two-tier policing that protects some and abandons others. Real consequences. No more catch and release for violent criminals. Bail should not be a revolving door. Accountability. Confront grooming gangs, terror cells, and repeat offenders without hiding behind excuses. Borders that mean something. End the mass migration policies that import hatred and violence and then act surprised when they manifest. So no, Starmer, we don't need your condolences. We don't need your staged outrage. We need you to stop manufacturing the very conditions that guarantee more attacks, more victims, more families torn apart. Until you do, every new tragedy isn't just a crime. It is your legacy.